Ever wonder why criticizing people never actually works? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Even the most notorious criminals in history never blamed themselves for their actions. Al Capone saw himself as a public benefactor. Serial killers justify their crimes. Prison wardens confirm that inmates rarely see themselves as bad people. So, if hardened criminals don't accept criticism, what makes you think your coworker, spouse, or friend will? Psychology proves this. Criticism puts people on the defensive and makes them justify their behavior even more. It's like kicking a beehive when you want honey. You'll only get stung. B.F. Skinner's experiments showed animals learn faster through rewards than punishment. The same applies to humans. When we criticize, we wound people's pride and create lasting resentment that can poison relationships for years. Abraham Lincoln learned this lesson the hard way. As a young man, he wrote harsh letters ridiculing political opponents. One letter was so insulting it nearly got him killed in a duel with swords. From that moment on, Lincoln almost never criticized anyone. During the Civil War, when his generals failed repeatedly, he held his peace. When General Meade let Confederate forces escape after Gettysburg, Lincoln wrote a scathing letter, then never sent it. He realized criticism would only make Meade defensive and less effective as a commander. Even Mark Twain wrote brutal letters when angry, but his wife secretly removed them from the mail. The writing helped him vent, but sending them would have damaged relationships forever. Benjamin Franklin transformed from a tactless young man into a master diplomat by following one rule: speak ill of no one. Here's the key insight. We're not dealing with logical creatures. We're dealing with emotional beings driven by pride and ego. Instead of condemning people, try to understand why they act the way they do. This breeds sympathy, tolerance, and actually creates positive change. Remember, any fool can criticize and complain. Most fools do. But it takes real character and wisdom to be understanding and forgiving. Want to influence people? Stop kicking the beehive. Start offering honey instead. Stop trying to force people to do what you want. There's actually only one way to influence anyone. And that secret lies in understanding the deepest human craving that almost everyone ignores. Here's the truth. You can threaten, bribe, or manipulate people, but these methods always backfire. The only sustainable way to get people to do anything is by making them want to do it. So what do people actually want? Sure, we want basics like food, sleep, and money, but there's one desire that's almost never satisfied, and it's more powerful than you think. It's the burning desire to feel important. Freud called it the desire to be great. Psychologist John Dewey called it the desire to be important. This craving is so strong that some people will do anything to feel significant, even destructive things. The difference between successful and unsuccessful people often comes down to how they satisfy this need. Some build hospitals, others rob banks, but they're both chasing the same feeling of importance. Here's where most people mess up. They only speak up when something goes wrong. When someone does good work, they say nothing. When someone messes up, they criticize immediately. This is backwards and destroys motivation. The most successful leaders do the opposite. They're quick to appreciate and slow to criticize. One steel company executive earned over $1 million a year just because he mastered this principle. His secret? I am anxious to praise but loath to find fault. But here's the crucial distinction. This isn't about fake flattery. Flattery is selfish manipulation that people can smell from a mile away. Real appreciation is sincere, specific, and focused on genuine good qualities. Think about it. When was the last time someone gave you heartfelt appreciation? How did it make you feel? That's the power you can give others every single day. Most people are starving for appreciation, yet we feed everyone's body and forget to feed their self-esteem. Starting today, look for genuine good qualities in people around you. When you find them, speak up immediately with honest appreciation. Watch how people light up, work harder, and become more cooperative. Remember, every person you meet is superior to you in some way. Find that quality, acknowledge it sincerely, and you'll unlock the secret to dealing with people. Give honest and sincere appreciation. It's the legal tender that all souls enjoy. Stop trying to sell people what you want. Here's the psychology secret that actually works. Think about it. When you go fishing, do you put strawberries on the hook because you like them? Of course not. You use worms because that's what fish want. Yet most people do the exact opposite when dealing with humans. We talk about what we want, what we need, what we think is important. But here's the truth that will change everything. Nobody cares about what you want. They only care about what they want. This isn't being selfish, it's just human nature. Every single action you've ever taken was because you wanted something. Even when you donated to charity, you did it because you wanted to feel good about helping. So if you want to influence anyone, your kids, your boss, your customers, anyone, stop talking about your desires and start talking about theirs. Don't tell your teenager to stop smoking because you're worried. Show them how smoking might hurt their performance in sports or dating. Don't demand your employees work harder because the company needs it. Show them how it benefits their career growth and success. This principle works in every situation because it taps into basic human psychology. People are naturally motivated by their own interests, goals, and desires. When you align what you want with what they want, magic happens. Instead of resistance, you get cooperation. Instead of arguments, you get agreement. Instead of rejection, you get enthusiasm. The key question to ask yourself before any conversation is, how can I make this person want to do what I'm suggesting? What's in it for them? How does this solve their problems or fulfill their desires? This isn't manipulation. It's smart communication. You're creating win-win situations where everyone benefits. Master this one principle and watch your relationships transform. Your ability to persuade and influence will skyrocket. Because as the saying goes, he who can arouse an eager want in others has the whole world with him. Which principle will you try first? Start thinking like a fisherman. Use the right bait for the fish you're trying to catch. Stop trying to be interesting. Start being interested in others instead. Want to know the secret to making anyone like you instantly? It's not about your achievements, your stories, or how impressive you are. The most magnetic people in the world follow these 6 simple principles. First, become genuinely interested in other people. Dogs are loved by everyone because they're genuinely excited to see you. They don't want anything from you except to show interest. People crave attention and validation more than anything else. Second, smile like you mean it. Your facial expression is worth more than any expensive outfit. A genuine smile says, "I like you," before you even speak. It's contagious and instantly makes others feel good around you. Third, remember people's names and use them. A person's name is the sweetest sound they'll ever hear. When you remember someone's name, you're telling them they matter. It's a simple but powerful way to make anyone feel important. Fourth, be an incredible listener. Stop waiting for your turn to talk and actually hear what others say. Ask questions that let people share what they're passionate about. Most people are desperate for someone who truly listens. Fifth, talk about their interests, not yours. Research what matters to them before important conversations. When you speak their language, doors open effortlessly. Show genuine curiosity about what excites them most. Sixth, make others feel important and valued. Everyone you meet feels superior to you in some way. Find that thing and acknowledge it sincerely. People will never forget how you made them feel. Here's the truth most people miss. We're all walking around craving recognition and appreciation. The person who provides that becomes instantly magnetic. Stop focusing on getting people interested in you. Start getting interested in them instead. These aren't manipulation tactics. They're genuine human connection. When you make others feel heard, valued, and important, they naturally want to be around you more. Try just one of these principles today and watch what happens. The magic isn't in being impressive. It's in making others feel impressive. Which principle will you start with? Let me know in the comments. The ancient Greeks knew a secret about winning that most people still don't understand today. You can't actually win an argument. You can only avoid losing one. When you argue with someone and prove them wrong, what really happens? They feel stupid, embarrassed, and resentful. And they'll never truly change their mind. Here's what master persuaders know that you don't. First, never tell someone they're wrong directly. Instead say, "I may be wrong. Let's examine the facts together." This magical phrase disarms their defensiveness instantly. Second, if you're wrong, admit it quickly and enthusiastically. People expect you to defend yourself, so when you don't, they become sympathetic. Third, always begin conversations in a friendly way. You catch more flies with honey than vinegar. This isn't just a saying, it's psychology. Fourth, get them saying yes immediately. Ask questions they'll agree with before presenting your main point. When someone says no, their entire nervous system prepares to reject everything that follows. Fifth, let them do most of the talking. People are more interested in their own problems than your solutions. Listen first, then respond. Sixth, make them feel like your idea was actually their idea. Nobody likes being sold to, but everyone loves buying something they discovered themselves. Seventh, try to genuinely see things from their perspective. Ask yourself, how would I feel if I were in their shoes? Eighth, be sympathetic to their ideas and desires. Most people are starving for sympathy and understanding. Ninth, appeal to their noble motives. Everyone wants to see themselves as honest, fair, and good. Frame your request in terms of their higher values. 10th, dramatize your ideas. We live in the age of showmanship. Facts alone aren't enough anymore. Finally, when nothing else works, throw down a challenge. People of spirit love to prove they can overcome obstacles. The desire to excel is one of humanity's strongest drives. These 12 principles aren't manipulation. They're recognition of human nature. Master them, and you'll win people to your way of thinking without making enemies. Because the goal isn't to defeat others, it's to influence them while keeping their dignity intact. Ever wondered why some leaders get people to change willingly while others create resentment? The secret isn't in being tougher, it's in being smarter about human psychology. Here are 9 game-changing principles that transform how people respond to you. First, always start with genuine praise before addressing problems. Think of it like a dentist using Novocaine. The drilling still happens, but without the pain. Second, point out mistakes indirectly, not with a sledgehammer. Instead of "you're wrong," try "have you considered this approach?" Third, share your own failures before criticizing others. People listen better when they know you're human too, not some perfect authority figure. Fourth, ask questions instead of barking orders. What do you think would work better? Gets more cooperation than "do this now." Fifth, always let people save face, even when they mess up. Destroying someone's dignity destroys their motivation to improve. Sixth, praise every tiny improvement like you mean it. Abilities wither under criticism but absolutely blossom under encouragement. Most people are starving for genuine recognition. Be the one who feeds that hunger. Seventh, give people a reputation to live up to. Tell someone they're naturally good at something and watch them prove you right. Eighth, make problems seem easy to fix, not impossible mountains to climb. When you believe someone can improve, they start believing it too. Ninth, make people genuinely happy about doing what you need. Show them how it benefits them, not just you. Here's the truth. People don't resist change. They resist being changed. But when you make them feel valued, respected, and capable, they'll move mountains for you. These aren't manipulation tricks. They're about treating people like human beings. When you honor people's dignity while guiding them toward better choices, you don't just change behavior. You transform relationships. The best leaders don't create followers. They create other leaders. Start using these principles today and watch how differently people respond to you. Because at the end of the day, people will forget what you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. Which principle will you try first? Let me know in the comments below.